Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Last of Us. It's not a rewatch podcast anymore because we've already watched all the episodes.
All the hard
Um,
work has been done.
yes, I think we're going to call this a recap episode, and I look forward. So spoilers for Last of Us season one and the game. No spoilers for season two because that's what we're going to be talking about in a little bit.
Which will be tricky because I know nothing about season two. You've played the game you've played the second game, so you know potentially what it could be about. So we're going to try and talk about it without spoilers. Expectations without spoilers.
I will try not to spoil every little thing for you.
You seriously better not. So just to recap what you just said, this is a rewatch recap look forward.
Yes,
Okay, not a
alternately,
rewatch.
we're not rewatch
We're recapping a rewatch
unless we watch the previous episodes, which I don't want to do.
of, you mean the ones we recorded, like us
Yes,
talking?
of our episodes now.
Yeah. No, and I've seen the YouTube views. No one is. No one's doing that. Anyway.
So, season one, I guess like going into season one, Joe, like you were aware of the game, right?
Yes.
But like, did you know anything about the game going into watching the first season?
Yes. I knew it was Naughty Dog. That was the company that made it. Because I was a big fan of the Uncharted series. I also knew it was a scary time game. And I also knew that it was really good because you were playing it and you were telling me it was pretty terrific. But I knew I'd be too scared.
Yeah. So did you have any like, uh, I guess like preconceived notions of like how the show was going to go?
No, I was very open to it. Um, I'm less scared watching it than I am being in control of it, so that's good. That's already we're doing great. Um, it was interesting to see fans of the game react to casting and, you know, behind the scenes shots and stuff, and even to watch them react to the show as the show was unleashed. But I had no expectations. I was very much along for the ride.
Yeah. Um, so now that we've finished watching or I guess watching the series twice now, um, how does it how does it play the second time around for you? Because for me, watching the series was my second time around, basically for this story.
Right. Oh, so this is your third time through the story, is what you're saying,
Basically, yeah,
right? So because you played the game, I feel like you were connected to the story in a way that I wasn't. Like I watched the show, loved it, but 2 years later, it's been a 2 year gap. Thank you, writer strike. Thank you, COVID, whatever. But it's been a huge gap since the last season. So I've forgotten enough. Like it wasn't like etched into my soul the way playing a game will etch a story into your soul.
yeah.
Because you're you're connected. You're one with it. You're in control. So
Like
like,
spending 20 hours, 20 plus hours, like
yeah.
playing through the game.
It's like
So
reading
that's
a
like,
book. Like if you read
yeah,
a book, then you're way more connected to it than if you watched a movie or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
So was there anything that like really surprised you about the season?
In the rewatch, or like the first time through, there's tons of stuff. Like monsters? What?
You're
No,
like,
I
there are
mean,
monsters in the show?
yeah. There was tons of stuff that surprised me the first time through. The second time through, this rewatch we did this month, I'd forgotten just enough where there was a lot of moments where I was like, "Oh, right," and I was excited about that. Or there were a lot of moments where I'd forgotten completely a point or like a plot point, and was surprised by it all again. So it turns out 2 years was a good. It's good. Thank you, writer strike. Thank you, COVID. It was worth it. What we all went through, um, because I got to enjoy it a lot. Just as much. It was wonderful.
Yeah. Um, I was gonna say like, it's good that we did this rewatch because if you went into season two without doing a rewatch,
I'd be like, "Who is that?" And you'd be like, "That's Joel."
yo,
Oh, right, Joel. Right.
why are they running from these people again?
What's wrong with these guys? They seem nice. They run with their whole bodies. A call back to episode 2.
So Um, I guess what was the like the highest point for you for the show?
Oh, there's so many good moments. But like I don't know. Like the first thing that came to mind was the Bill and Frank episode because it was so different and so wonderful and a complete departure and it happened so early. Um trying to think what else. Like I mean the David character is a great character. And to see it done so well in such a short period was like terrific. Um but I'm still struggling with Joel's ultimate decision. And it's good because it makes you wonder. It makes someone who doesn't know what's going to happen wonder what's going to happen. Like how are they going to do it? How are they going to deal with it?
So for me, after playing the game, like I think there was a lot of people who, after playing the game, was like, "It's perfect. You don't need to do anything. No sequel, no nothing."
Grand opening, grand closing,
Yeah,
nothing, no more. That was the last of Last of Us.
yeah. Like it is like is this perfectly contained story. Like you don't need anything else after this. Did you did you feel the same way after watching the show? Like if there wasn't a season two?
That's tricky because I did know going into season one that there were two games. I knew there was content. Um, if I don't know, if I was in a movie theater watching a brand new movie and it ended the way that movie ended, I would love it. It'd be so good. But at the same time, when I was watching like something like Across the Spider-Verse and it ended and I was like, could have used a little
You're
bit
like,
more, a little
how much time in
closure.
this movie? We got to wrap stuff up real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, they're not even talking about that Spot guy anymore. Um, yeah. So I think it's a great movie. It could stand alone. But never in my mind was it something that would stand alone. I knew the second season would come. Now I have a question is there going to be a third game and is there going to be a third season or that does the second one end in similarly satisfying or unsatisfying way?
Um, that is a question I don't know that I can answer right now.
Spoilers. Don't say it. Can you
I
say can you confirm that it's satisfyingly unsatisfying? That should be on a shirt. Put that on a shirt.
bro, yeah, yes, yeah, no, yes.
Say no more. Say no more.
I
I'm very
wasn't
excited for
sure
you.
what part of the like what side of the thing I was supposed to be on.
Sure. Were there any surprises for you watching it because you know the story so well, or you were like, I know what's going to happen next. I can't wait to see how it's going to go.
So like I think all the stuff that they added, like they added a lot, and I actually ended up watching a side by side comparison of like the game's ending versus the show's ending.
Nice.
The hike when they're going back to Jackson, and like there's a few added lines, and like um I think because of like it's a video game, like I think there's a lot more ambiguity to Ellie's reaction, I think, when she says okay, like in
Okay.
the game. Because like there's only so much like facial
Yeah,
animation you can do without like going over budget.
for sure. Yeah.
Whereas Bella Ramsey can use her entire face. And she does in that scene. Like it's
Before we move on from the ending of the shock of the ending of the season, when you were playing the game and it ends that way, and there was no like final boss, like in a game, you come to expect that, and it seemed to me that there was no final boss, which could potentially be unsatisfying. But in when you were just talking just now, it occurred to me that like they haven't seen clickers in forever, or they haven't seen infected in forever either. Is it like that in the game where
oh
like
no.
no,
There are clickers, there are other humans. Like
there's
there's
the the clickers are thriving.
so so to answer this question, let me ask you something. What do you think Joel's body count is in the show? Like roughly.
Infected or human?
Everything.
Everything
Yeah.
combined? Oh, it's gotta be like 400? Is that high?
Like I was gonna say like he probably doesn't like he probably kills like maybe 50 things in the show.
Yeah, yeah.
but like it's hundreds in the game. Like it is hundreds.
Gotta be. One more little question that made me think of is in Uncharted, part of it is finding things. Like you find like a relic on the ground and you collect. It's a trophy. You collect everything, get a trophy. Is there anything like that in this?
Yeah, yeah.
What are you collecting?
So I mean, a lot of it is like are just like notes like that are left around. So like in episode 5, I want to say, it's the second um Kansas City episode.
Where they're in the
Uh,
tunnels? Yeah.
where they're in the tunnels, you find those notes that tell the story of Ish and Danny. So like that is like you find other notes like that throughout the game.
That
Um,
requires Joel to be this like sentimental guy, which we know he's not.
he's just kind of bored. He's looking for any kind of reading. He's like this note, I guess.
Yeah, you got to stay up on your reading.
There are also I think I want to say the comic in the game is called Savage Starlight. Endure and Survive, where that comes from. Like you find issues of that
That's fun.
throughout the game. You don't get a complete run though.
It's impossible.
I don't think there are a complete run. I don't think there is a complete run in the game.
So you can't not kill the doctor, and you can't get a full run of Savage Starlight.
Well, here's the thing. So, like,
Yep.
you and I have been reading comics for a long, long time. Um, and this is a thing that I have picked up relatively recently. Like back in the day, if you missed an issue, you just read the next issue.
Yes.
Um,
And
'Cause, you
Stan
know,
Lee would explain things to you in
yeah,
the little captions. Yeah.
yeah. But like, recently, relative, like within the past few years, I have been unable to read a run of comics that if I'm missing an issue, I can't read the rest of them without getting that issue first. And I've bought like like 30, 40 issues after that one issue, hoping that I will go back and pick up that one issue. Never. So this whole Savage Starlight thing, I would not be able to read any of those comics.
Yeah, like I got almost a complete run. Number 5 eludes me, so that's what this long box is about. Would you describe that not being able to get all of them as unsatisfyingly satisfying? No, it's just unsatisfying.
Yes, it's just unsatisfying.
This is the world they live in. It's broken.
Yeah. I mean, maybe those comics are written like the old school like 80s comics where like they explain everything to everyone all the time.
They're all like, oh, here comes Harry Osborn, my best friend since whatever. I
Son
have
of
troubles with his
Norman
dad.
Osborn, CEO of Oscorp, who do chemicals.
I love it. Um, they were so economical. They just got everything out. Was there a highlight for you in the season?
Hmm.
It's tough because I feel like after every episode, we were like, that was great.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they're all great episodes. Like there's not a dud in the bunch. Like the Bill and Frank episode is I mean, it is the um most new content from the game. So like that itself in itself is surprising. And it was a pleasure watching that. And I think all the stuff that they added like layers to what the original game brought. So
You're talking about the Bill and Frank episode. You're talking about the Riley episode. Would you include that?
not so much the Riley episode because like that
That's
is part of the
discovered.
game.
But certainly
Um,
the Anna flashback
yeah,
and Big Head and the
yeah,
mummy's brother talking about infected back in the 60s and
yeah.
old we couldn't tell what nationality she was,
I
lady.
say she's Indonesian.
You said that on the episode too, and I don't want to commit because I think it would be insensitive of us to be like, sure. But uh, lovely, smart woman who wanted to bomb everything. Great
Yeah,
scene. Great scene.
yeah. Yeah. So I feel like all the little things that they added, really like just like fleshed out the entire world because and the whole show really like gives more depth to the people that you're fighting against throughout the entire show that the game doesn't really do.
Sure.
Mostly because I think you're only ever inhabiting Joel or Ellie, so you're only seeing it from their perspective, seeing the events unfold around you from their perspective. So like if somebody's shooting at you, they're your enemy. Whereas in the show, they can show that nuance, like in Kansas City with Kathleen and
Yeah.
like their uprising, and then like Henry, like their dynamic. So like I mean, I think all that stuff was great.
It's great. It's all great and shocking. Just you mentioning these characters and being like, oh, right. There's only 2 episodes of Kathleen where she gets maybe 17 minutes of screen time.
Yeah.
Like, but she's still like this memorable, powerful character that were it on network television or AMC would have been a complete, at least half a season. And I don't know if we're missing that, but the show's so good the way it is. I don't even want to test the boundaries of it.
Any other thoughts from season one before we move on to season two and potential look at into the future?
Very good, very great. Um, Lots of familiar things. Like I feel like we've been trained to recognize these post-apocalyptic worlds where monsters roam. So it's similar themes, but it's just doing new. It's somehow still doing new things with it. And I'm really really excited to see Ellie and Joel's relationship in its next phase.
Yeah, and that is season two. So um, I don't know if you heard this part of it, and this is not necessarily a spoiler, but like um, I hear that they're making part two, uh, Less of Us Part Two, into 2 seasons.
Ugh. Does that mean? Ugh, that's frustrating. I
So
don't
like,
like that.
well, I mean, I think without giving too much away, like I think there's a good reason why it is 2 parts or 2 seasons as opposed to the first game, which is only 1 season. Like I said, I thought the first game was going to be like more
Sure.
season.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm trying to think where they might be able to stop.
Are you saying is there a natural cutting point? Are you saying there's a double time jump?
So I guess um let's talk about that a little bit.
Ooh,
Um
juicy.
I guess what are your expectations for season two?
I know so little. Without spoiling anything really, I know that there is a time jump. I mean, that is a spoiler, but there's a time jump. I know the amount of time that I've heard it jumps, but I won't say that. But it's significant, longer than you'd think. Uh, Enough of time where it's like, oh, do they even know how to fight monsters anymore? Um, and I know a character that's important only because there's been so much hubbub about the casting of this character. Um, which makes me think, okay, so this is the character we mentioned briefly in episode, I want to say 8, maybe 7. She's oh no no no, she's when they first get to Jackson.
Jackson, yeah.
She's one of the kids that's staring at Ellie. That or she it was speculated that character who becomes significant in the second book and second season, second game, all the seconds. She's significant in all the seconds. Anyway, I know they casted Caitlin Denver as her, and the way that they speak about her, it makes me think that she is the villain. And if I had to speculate, what would happen? It's that she pulls Ellie, she and Ellie connect, and she pulls Ellie away from Joel. And it just tests their relationship. It tests their connection because that's interesting, and that would be cool. But I don't know the full extent. That's all. That's literally all I know. And I know he plays the guitar. I know the guitar will become significant. That's it. That's all I know. And they're going to end up on the moon because they talked about it in season 1. Did they talk about it in the game?
They do talk about like space. Like the scene where they're talking about like where they would go.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
that is in the game.
Okay, fun. So yeah, they're definitely going to be. If season 2 doesn't end on the moon, then I'd cancel my HBO Max subscription.
I mean, I will not confirm nor deny any moon, uh, what, I mean, settings, I guess.
Oh, did they find the fake moon landing site?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
It's tricky. How can you talk about your expectations for season 2 without spoiling anything?
So I want to say, like, I guess, and this is maybe not necessarily a spoiler, but like the second game is very divisive. More like, whereas people I think universally loved the first game, the second game, people were more divided with, or divided. Their opinions are divided.
Yeah. So there were some people that were like, "I told you they should have stopped," and then there were other people who were like, "I thought they should have gone on, but they should have stopped." And there were other people that were like, "That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Games are
Like,
fun."
I don't want to give too much away, or I don't want to give anything away. Like, I think you deserve to have like a fresh viewing of the second season, because
And
we'll
it's
be
coming
talking
so
about it.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed the second game. Um,
Did you
I
enjoy the ending? Would you say the ending was unsatisfyingly satisfying? Say
It's
that. I'm trying to brand that.
unsatisfyingly satisfied.
You were unsatisfied. Oh,
Oh, I
interesting.
don't, I don't, I honestly just started saying those words, and I don't know where I was supposed to stop.
Well, I appreciate the effort. Yes, I'm very much looking forward to it. But we can't say anything about it. We don't really know, or I don't know,
Yeah.
and we don't want to
I,
ruin it for people.
I'm honestly curious, like where, again, where they're going to split it. I did hear that some events that happened later on in the game actually happened a lot earlier.
Interesting. Will they
Um,
jump through time? You think? Like bounce around?
I mean,
Other
they
than like, will they?
find a time machine, they jump
I
through a
mean,
time portal.
it was a stupid question for me to ask because in the first season, the best moments were when they showed us things from the past. I meant more like, will the season start with a perilous situation and then it'll say 6 months earlier or whatever, 6 months earlier slash this
Hmm.
many years forward. I mean, if they make me do math in the first episode, I'm gonna be pissed.
3 years ago, but 5 months later is.
They better not do that.
I'm looking forward to seeing like what they do with the new characters, because there will be a if like there will be new characters.
Yes, there
Um,
better be.
just Joel and Ellie. It's a two-person show for 9 episodes,
Yeah.
just like
And they're
talking
like,
to each
"There's
other.
Tommy. Should we go talk to Tommy?" And then Joel's like, "Nah."
They look towards a door that says Tommy, and they decide not to walk through it.
Like, ugh, walk around. I talked to him yesterday. All
Uh,
right. Is there anything else you want to say about, but in our in between?
I'm looking forward to seeing like how they start off the second season, honestly. Just because, uh, I don't know, like, from what I've heard about, like, things happening earlier, things happening later, like, I honestly, like, with all the things they add for season one, like, if they add similar amounts of things to season two, it could be completely different from what I am expecting or what I know. Um,
For someone that has no idea what happens, you sound crazy.
but
I have
I'm really
actually,
looking forward to watching season two.
yeah, me too. And I have several follow-up questions, but I think it will be something that will be more interesting to talk about after I've seen the first episode, and
Okay.
then we could talk about. Yeah, that's the perfect place to talk about how did you think it was going to be because you had expectations and preconceived notions and prior knowledge. Um, but we will talk about that because we're going to be doing week to week
Yeah.
videos about this. So
Recaps, yeah,
yeah,
of season two of The Last
so
of
we'll get
Us.
to talk about it forever.
Or at least, is it
At least two
nine
more
weeks?
seasons, two more half seasons.
Right. So I guess that's it for our rewatch recap. look forward. Oh, I have no donut. That donut yesterday or last episode,
The last
like
one.
it was too much.
That was huge, dude. You shouldn't have had a donut that big. Anyway, I will take the donut challenge for both of us tonight.
What do you got there? Oh, Wawa.
Yeah, I went to Wawa and they got the it's called a glazed twist. You had one similar to this earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure yours is much fresher than the one I had because mine was a manager special.
That's the beauty of Wawa. It's all manager special. I seriously have gone into Wawa, picked up a baked good, and then gone to fill up like a soda from the fountain, and someone comes out with a big thing of fresh ones and just starts tossing the ones in the garbage, like the ones that were in there. And I'm just like, hmm. Looking at the one I picked up, uh, did I save that baked good or did I hurt myself? We'll find out.
Next time. So yeah, join us next time where we will be, I guess, recapping uh, season 2, episode 1 of The Last of Us. See you then.